just for a minute. Close your eyes for a second.
I reckon I still have a little bit of light to get to do this. Thank you so much, my posh fams, and welcome back to yet another commentary of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is episode 12. Now, if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, also the notification bell, so you can get updates on when I do my weekly recaps. Again, share this channel with your friends, comment. As always, you might get a shout out from me in my next upload. Let's get into the shenanigans that was this particular episode. Now, this is particularly the reintroduction of Phaedra. We all know Phaedra from a few seasons back, and a lot happened. She lied her way and got kicked off the show. She did make an appearance on Married to Medicine, and that didn't really pan out well. She walked off. Now she's back via Porsha. Now we all know why she came back. This particular season is a struggle street. The cast, the new cast don't even know what to do. They're just moving from pillar to post. Kenya left for reasons that we don't have an answer to, and it's been a hit and miss. Porsha is struggling to have a storyline, literally. She is trying to use Drew. She tried to use her ex baby daddy, but that isn't working because Drew has that one on lockdown and on speed dial. So it's been a mess. We've been struggling to get a few contents, maybe one or two hit and miss episodes, but it's lackluster for the most part. Now, this particular episode opened with Shemia and Kelly's planning a trip to Grenada. No surprise, Shemia needs a little lesson on geography because she literally did not know that Grenada or where in the Caribbean, so the countries that make up the Caribbean, so, or the islands in the Caribbean. I can't really help. Yeah, geography is calling. In this particular conversation, Kelly's talking about the fact that she's approaching divorce, and according to her, you know, she's stressed out. She has anxiety following all of the issues that are arising from her litigation. She has apparently spent well over $150,000, and this is me thinking, you have this much legal debt, yet here you are having parties for Cha-Cha, your dog, also having sessions, spa dates with Cha-Cha and your daughter. It's a lot. Like I'm trying to do the math, and the math ain't mathing for me. And I'm like, girl, where's the money coming from? You're trying to open a second restaurant that isn't really going as far as we can see it, because according to you, you're unable to come up with the finances to do the reno work. So Kelly's, like I said, there's something missing. She's all over the place. She is all over the place. Her story isn't straight. Again, one of this new entrants that isn't like a fit for the show. But we're gonna see how this whole season ends. I cannot wait to see how it ends, because right now I'm exhausted. I cannot wait. There's nothing going on. Now, whilst this was going on with Kelly's and Shemia planning the Grenada trip, we saw Brit planning a country classic. Let's just say it was a thirsty country classic derby event. We're gonna get to that because, guys, this was the one chance Brit had to, you know, show herself outside of leaving or lengthening or stretching the Kenya Gates photo saga. She couldn't even do that. Now, when I said Porsha is struggling for storyline, clear as day, she went on a house hunt. Now, I don't know what Porsha does for work. Yeah, she's got the Go Naked hairline, and as well as the range of products that's going to be coming under that particular brand name. But she's looking at houses worth over $4.something million, 8-bedroom. I thought it was just her and Pilar, and the mom already has a place to stay. I don't know. Well, in this particular house hunt, she went with her sister and her mom, and they also sat down to debrief on her sit down or face off with Shemia. Pretty much, she was like, they have decided to bury the hatchet, and she's hoping that this is the end of it, and they are only able to move forward and just silence the noises from the other ladies. I really don't know what to make of this, but again, we will see how this particular relationship plans out on, because we are already 12 episodes in. We will have literally maybe 3-5 more episodes to the end or before the reunion proper. And on a side note, Andy is already throwing questions out on Twitter and on Instagram for people to come up with questions that they would like answered on the reunion show. Now, Angela and Charles, they are still on family matters. Like, I thought this was settled in the last episode, but apparently not. Angela and Charles decided to go into one of their investment properties that they are trying to offload. Pretty much, she's struggling to sell most of this investment property. There's no surprise that the housing market is sort of taking a flat line, and she's even to the point where she's reduced the price. And they were talking about the mom moving out from one of the properties they got, the mom, and also she's trying to now apologize for the incident that happened. Again, behind the scenes, we don't know what exactly occurred, but this is between Angela's mom and Charles, where Angela's mom overreacted from what Angela is claiming, because she's now trying to apologize to Charles for that incident. And seriously, I feel so bad for Angela, but this particular marriage is struggling. She is struggling to even get affection via hug from Charles. Charles has got no clue as to how to show affection to his wife. Is either that or the marriage is on literally knife's edge. But it is what it is. Now, speaking of Brit, we're going to go to Brit now. I did say this was the one chance she had to show us she's got substance other than selling boobs and all over the place. But she couldn't deliver. So she tried to organize this country classic where she was going to reintroduce or pre-launch her line or her range of shapewear called Bare Naked. And it was a disaster, guys. I want to go to the nitty-gritty and just cut to the chase and head to the end of this particular episode. The event was a fail. They tried to golf on hills. There was no food. Guests were hungry. She tried to gift the girls her product from her lunch. It was like as if a child packaged those gifts boxes. Okay. You are trying to introduce your product. Now, on a side note, she did say her insurance license is on hold. Now, I'm not sure if she is blaming the Kenya gate for her insurance license being on hold, or she forgot that she had previously told us that she had dissolved her insurance business because it was affecting her family dynamic between her sisters. So, is there something that we don't know that happened during the dissolution of her business with her sister that she got, alerted, or the insurance board decided, okay, we're going to take a pause on you, there's something we're going to investigate? Because she is trying so hard to blame it on the Kenya Gate saga, but I don't think that is the case. There's something not right here. Well, guys, we couldn't even get a proper display. There was no models to show off this shapewear. Nothing. She tried to speak, but it was just literally 3 lines, and that was it. And I'm like, where are we going with this? You're meant to be launching your product. You're meant to be showing us your wear, and we can't see anything. But guess what? Drew and Shemia had a go at each other, and this was this stemmed from the lapdog comment. Now, Shemia, I'm sorry to say this. Your action on this particular episode actually gives us lapdog vibe. Shemia had one thing to do. She went on a press tour, right? And during this press tour, she was meant to be promoting her single, Never Had. But guess what? She decided, out of envy and spite, to promote Drew's single and multiple releases and album launch. Because she was there backbiting and negative talking about Drew, and forgot the reason why she was there. And speaking of Drew has now finally signed on to Dennis Music. Now, before this, the deal was locked in with the ink, she had a phone call placed to Dennis, and they wanted to clear the air on the rumor from Portia with regards to her seeking favors for studio time. Now, Dennis sort of cleared the air on that and said, they both know that is not the case. It just confirms again what Portia is trying to do by spinning all these webs of lies, coming up with ridiculous theories to buy camera time in the name of the world is against me. And so I feel bad, but I want Drew to use all of this negative publicity and promote her single, because her songs are banging. The album is amazing, on repeat for me. And that's what I'm saying. Shemia, unfortunately, you're giving lapdog vibes. That's what you're giving, lapdog vibes. And it's, well, sorry Drew called it, but it is what it is. And she was not trying to attack Drew for calling her or speaking on the conversation with reference to the lapdog comment. Drew tried to clarify her stance, but again, Shemia was all over there barking like a dog. It was just hard to understand if she knew that she was being silly. I guess nobody told her. And that's one thing. Money doesn't really buy you class. You can try as much as you want, but at the end of the day, money doesn't really buy you class. Now, this particular event, thirsty, disastrous event, ended with Brit and Angela trying to have a kumbaya moment, and this stems from the conversation again that happened where comments were made about Charles. Again, rumor. Now, Brit tried to circumvent, or I really don't know what to say. She spawned the web. There was a web of lies claiming that Angela said she was one of Charles's whore. Now, if I'm not saying this right again, I'm going to blame it on Chinese whispers. It turned out that this was not what we heard, right, during the argument. But Brit feels like she's won. So we might just give her that credit, because that was the only beautiful thing that came out, understanding that Brit has got nothing to show for other than maybe being a whore. I don't know. Okay. Allegedly. I think with the whole event being a disaster, every tensions, emotions were high. It ended with, nothing worthy to say this is the end of this. It ended in the way it started, disastrous. And this is where it ended. It ended with the show. This particular episode ended with Porsha paying Phaedra a visit. Now, this is how we got the introduction of Phaedra. Phaedra is going to be coming in hot because the girls are going to Grenada and Phaedra is invited. So we're going to actually see Phaedra meet the other ladies. And obviously, a few shades will be thrown. She's already started throwing shades about knowing a few tidbits. Now, we know who Phaedra is. Phaedra is a queen of one of classic lines, but also she's now notorious and famous for telling webs of lies. And so safe to say they have brought Phaedra back to sort of resurrect or take the show from its dying state. And who knows what's going to happen. There's not much episodes left. I like I said, this was exhausting to watch. I tried my best to give you a few of what I felt was commentary worthy. And what do you think in the comment section? I am not convinced that Phaedra's reintroduction is going to do anything to save this particular season. Again, this should be Brit's last season, and yes, pretty much that's it. It was underwhelming. Now, thank you so much for hanging tight and watching. I will see you on the next episode. Remember, you are deserving. Stay safe and remain focused.